What's up, David Cato?
What's up, Randra's Wiki?
Not much. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Therapy Code.
Did you almost
Where
say
are we?
cluster again?
What?
Did you almost say cluster again?
No, I didn't almost say cluster. This is Therapy Code, and we are Paul Bunyan's youngest cousins. We're shorter. We're shorter.
I don't remember the Paul Bunyan storyline. I don't remember it.
What was the point of it? He was like really tall, and he had Babe the Blue Ox, and he was a lumberjack, and he like cut down like entire forests. Why did we idolize this man?
You remember way more about it than I do.
That's it. Like, why? What was the deal with? I guess he was just like a book character.
I don't know.
I guess it was from the days when cutting down forests was cool. It's not as cool anymore. I feel like it made a lot of sense on the American frontier to be a good chopper. These days it's different.
Become less cool.
Yep. If you were a tree, no, never mind. Let's get into that later. How's it going, David?
Ryan is already tired at the beginning of the episode.
Oh yeah, I'm so
So we get
tired.
to progressively see how much more tired Ryan gets tonight.
That might just make even less sense at the end of the episode.
Do
Only
you
you
ever?
can
Do
find
you ever
out.
make sense?
No, no. What was it I did earlier? Oh, the genie. You were
Yeah,
very...
what is that?
Wait, we should back up though. Do you have any announcements for
Okay,
us?
yeah. So I put in my 30-day notice at my job I've been at almost 18 years. Wait,
Yeah,
was that a high five, like a double high five?
sure. I don't know. It was
Oh,
something. It was a
surprise.
yes. There you go. I think so.
Yeah,
So
I put
just
in my notice today. I don't think it's set in yet.
for
Yeah,
you or for them?
whoever. All of them.
All of the peoples.
Me and all of them.
Was anybody angry?
Yeah, I had a couple people who didn't want to talk to me when they found out. So
You're escaping. You're escaping. You're gonna
yeah, so I put in my
trauma
notice.
bond won't work on you anymore.
The what?
Not trauma bond? What?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I, put in my notice and I'm moving to California.
California? What's in California? Are you going to become a California raisin?
No.
Do you remember the California raisins?
Dude, weren't they like a rock band?
Yes, they were. And now you can meet them.
I don't
That'll
I
be
don't
that'll be our lame intro for next week. We're the
I don't wanna meet them.
why
I don't want
not? You have the opportunity to meet the California raisins and you're turning it down. This episode is going to be us analyzing David for not wanting to meet the California raisins.
yeah, I don't think Ryan would be very successful at psychoanalyzing anything right now.
What about Spuds McKenzie? What was his deal?
So Spud McKinsey, what's that?
That's the dog. It's one of those funny looking dogs.
I don't remember.
Is he a beer commercial dog? Is that how he made it big? I think he was a beer commercial dog.
Oh, that's a what are those dogs called? Bull terrier.
Mm,
Yeah, Bud Light.
there it is.
Yeah.
So tell us about this move to California. What are you doing out there if not the California raisins?
Yeah, so my brother lives out there, so I'm gonna go live near him, and I'm excited to see what happens. David is indeed moving to California. So
Yay.
everybody's asking me where. South Bay, so like outside of San Jose, and my brother lives around there.
Where's
And
San Jose? All I know is LA and San Francisco.
San Jose is about an hour-ish south of San Francisco.
Okay. I think you've told me that before. Lovely.
Yeah.
San Francisco's a place. It's a fun
Yeah,
place.
it's a pretty big place. It's a very expensive place. It's not very cheap to live out there, so that's for sure.
Yeah, it's Seattle-y even. Seattle reminds me a lot of San Francisco now that I'm here. Obviously, they got the tech thing and they got the ocean thing and the weather thing.
Brian's trying really hard, y'all.
So that's so exciting. So exciting. What do you want our listeners to know or do with that information?
Yeah, just continue following us because we're gonna keep doing this. Like we can do this forever.
This will
So
be therapy code coast to coast.
no, we'll be on the
One
same
coast, just one coast.
we're gonna be on the same
Just
coast.
one coast that's like how many hours? This is not really a doable drive, I don't think.
From Seattle to
10?
Francisco.
Try to remember. It's like halfway. It's a little bit it's closer to halfway. I want to say 10, but I'm too tired to actually think
It's
about
a
that.
12 and a half hour drive.
That's what I said,
And
right?
it's even further because I'm south of San Francisco.
Oh, gross. Yeah, that is about halfway from Tucson, which is the math.
Yeah, so what are we doing today besides talking about my big news and the California raisins apparently?
Lots of raisin talk. People want to hear. You like dried fruit? I tried to do that with a straight face.
What?
I was gonna say, do you like dried fruit? I I don't know. I'm tired. What do you want to talk about today? How
Ryan
about them
Ryan
dried prunes, David?
Ryan is silly tired.
Yeah. We had some questions. We had some things. You want to do your thing or this thing or what?
Why don't we start with yours because mine are kind of shorter.
All right. Mine are I feel like we've done a lot of this, but we can turn it we can make it fun. I like this one from Pomegranate Expert 444 who says which certificates have been worth your investment? I'm a therapist and want to expand my certifications. Getting certified in something new costs time and money. I'd like to be able to avoid some of the bad while getting as much of the great as possible. So, what are some of the best training slash certificates you've completed? Thanks in advance. And the only comment of any note here on the little screen grab I did was somebody saying you're about to get 10,000 comments saying IFS, which is
Mhm.
possibly true.
It is for sure.
What do you think
Well,
about it? Should we piss some people off today? What do we think about all these?
so
Drink?
my hot take is nobody asked for it, but I'm gonna give it. My hot take is that IFS and many other different modalities are so similar. And it's all about the marketing, it's all about the wording, it's all about just the different ways that people conceptualize
Right.
that kind of thing. But because I'm certified, I'm not trained in IFS, but I am certified in DARE, which is dynamic attachment repatterning. And that is a modality that works directly with attachment, just like IFS does.
IFS certainly has its own like unique little language with the firefighters and the protectors
It
and
does, like,
all
and
that stuff.
I think that's what people find helpful is they can use some of that language to identify certain pieces, but I think it complicates my hot take too is that it complicates the healing process because you're just using analytical words to describe something that's more of a felt set.
They're not even like metaphorical terms. Firefighter, etc. Yeah, I guess my hot take is like I don't. We spend so much time doing all these advanced trainings, and I kind of think a lot of people are lacking in the basics. Like, I think it's wonderful to know IFS. I don't think it's necessary to get the full official 3-year waiting list training. I think it's a fairly simple concept to grasp, and I mean that in a good way. Like,
Mhm.
it should it should be simple. All these things are actually pretty simple. But therapists are lacking, like, the basic relational skills. What do people lack? What do people really need to be trained on? Let's throw the question away, and that's your question, David Cato. What do people really actually need to be trained on?
Well, You don't learn anything in grad school as far as how to be a therapist. You just learn textbook stuff. And so you don't really get any practice until you're actually in the field. That's my experience in the program I was in. No shade towards ASU, but all the shade towards ASU. Um, because I didn't learn anything in my graduate program. I learned everything in my internship and then in my own experience as a therapist. And I still learn in my experience as a therapist. And I think that there are times that we are always learning. And sometimes the basics are what's most helpful. The basics being rapport building, how to have a conversation, difficult conversations with people, and having good social skills, which is something that can't necessarily be taught, but should be to therapists. Because sometimes I hear like certain therapists what they're doing, and I'm like, I mean, not where I work, but I hear what people are doing out there, and I'm like, I saw this girl on TikTok, and she was talking about how she had a therapist for many years, and one time she had gotten off of a she was in a difficult relationship that she's no longer in, but she'd gotten off the therapy session with the therapist, and the therapist called her and said, "Hey, you need to break up with your boyfriend." What? No, you don't. You don't. I mean, maybe she does, but you don't tell her that. That's not your place, you know. And the girl in the TikTok was saying, this is something my therapist said. Like, is this okay? And I'm like wanting to comment and post videos and be like, no, girl, it's not okay. They're not there to tell you what to do. They're there to help you come to your own conclusions. But stuff like that, where I'm just like, people who've been a therapist for years do stuff like that.
I think that's like one good answer to this question, which is I just think so many people missed some of those fundamentals of therapeutic relationship principles. Like, don't solve problems. You're not there to see you have no idea what the solution is for that person. Giving advice is just about never going to get you anywhere, even when they ask you for your advice. Um, I also think so many therapists are people pleasers, and maybe I'm attuned to that because I've certainly had my own path through people pleasing. But like, part of therapy is being able to not care what your patients think about you, say the right thing and not the thing that's the most likable, like to communicate with somebody directly and communicate difficult things. Like, yes, in a good relational way, but I think a lot of therapists really struggle with giving challenging feedback to somebody, or being, I don't even like the word confrontational, but being direct and being, again, assertive maybe isn't the right word, but I think that that's a soapbox I find myself on a lot working with therapists. Like, you're the expert in the room. You should. There's a lot of different ways to maneuver through a session. There's a lot of different ways to interact with your client, but passive is not one of them. And that's something I see constantly with therapists. Like, how do we train people for that?
I feel like there's only one correct answer to this actual question, which is, you know, which certificates have been worth your investment? Somatic experiencing, number one. I will always say that forever and ever. It totally changed my entire route as a therapist, but good supplemental things to do with it are DARE, the attachment work, and EMDR is also another good one that I'm certified in it now, but I'm not necessarily an expert in it. Um, but I definitely am a somatic attachment expert, and somatic experiencing and DARE helped me get there. So those are the things that I think are amazing. But that's only after you get the basics down.
Right.
You need the basics before you can really start applying these other things, because you're going to need to see, is somebody able to even do the kind of work that these certifications are giving, because a lot of this stuff is advanced kind of work. And while a lot of it is like how to orient people and how to make sure people are present and safe and that kind of thing. A lot of that comes from therapy 101.
Yeah. I think too, breadth is better than I want to say better than breadth is every bit as important as depth to me. Like I think understanding a variety of different approaches helps you to A, figure out your own place, and then B, just truly understand the difference between all of them. Um, like I loved my mentor was very analytic, had a lot of background in existential and humanistic, and then some of the best therapists I've known too have been CBT therapists and or whatever behaviorally oriented people, and those are three very different approaches, and knowing what each one looks like and when to use each one is really helpful. I do think at the end of the day, like a good therapist is integrative to some extent. I think you have within yourself a unified vision of what it looks like to participate in therapy and get better, but that can look so very different for so many people.
I saw someone recently who came in to my office for their first session and they said, "Oh yeah, I recognize, the light bar that's in my mouth." They're like, "I recognize that. I know what that is." And I did that before and they never finished it with me. And so I'm still stuck in that. And I was like, "Oh, okay. Maybe we'll continue it, but let's talk and find out kind of what's going on." Within the first 10 minutes, we are deep in a somatic experiencing session. And I'm like, this person is benefiting highly from this modality versus what I would be doing with them in EMDR. And I was like, I'm going to continue this. And then at the end of the session, I was like, I know you said you had EMDR before and you felt that something was incomplete. Said, I wonder how you're feeling about this approach we did today versus going back to EMDR. And he said, whatever you feel is going to help me most. And I said, well, I want your buy-in. Like I want you to tell me too, because this is part of your treatment plan. Like, do you want to also try weaving in EMDR? And he's like, no, I really like what we did today. And I'm like, okay, cool. If we need to shift, we will. But it was just one of those things where I was like, I don't know that EMDR would have went where we went today in our session.
Yeah.
Are you looking up
I was just seeing what the other ones that we had were.
what?
The
Oh,
other the other the other questions.
yeah.
But I mean, I guess for all the therapists listening, yeah, like I don't know. Don't worry about the trainings. Maybe get supervision, consultation, get somebody to directly observe you, co-facilitate.
Mhm,
Like really, there is nothing and there's no training that's gonna help you as much as seeing somebody else do their work or having somebody else see you do yours. And that's terribly exposing or whatever, but that's that's going to be far more helpful than anything you sit down in the classroom and learn. I think that's the right answer. Like save your money or spend it on a quality supervisor.
mhm.
I think once you have a good foundation in therapy, you'll understand each of these different therapies without having to take a 4-week intensive. Like,
People who I supervise will get attachment stuff and somatic stuff. Like they get like a crash course in supervision because that's how I do work, and so that's how I teach, and that's how I supervise because it's all needs to be trauma informed and needs to be from a non-critical place first. That's how people learn the best.
do you shave your head every day to keep it smooth?
Twice a week.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna try once a week, but only after this Thursday because, Thursday I'm gonna do it. I did it yesterday. Thursday I'm going to do it, and by the way, I use one of those, like, shavers. I don't use a razor.
Yeah,
So
that'd be scary.
but, also, is this ASMR sounding? Do you hear that? Or is that just
Yeah. Yeah, I got goosebumps in theory.
I get to hear that when I play it back and edit it. Um,
I thought you were gonna say I get to hear that all day. I'm
so,
just picturing you sitting at work just doing that
yeah.
one. clients are talking and everything. Be like, hey Johnny, I know you're talking about your childhood abuse, but take a listen.
Like,
How do you feel now? How do you feel now?
how do you feel about that now?
Hey, that kind of fits with the whole genie motif, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So now that you've skipped over the genie thing from earlier, tell me what the hell the genie's about. So I posted on Facebook and LinkedIn that I'm moving, and Ryan posted just a comment on LinkedIn of a genie emoji. And I texted him and I said, "The fuck is this?"
The people that are listening, they get it. They know.
No, 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 no. And let me tell you what Ryan said. It's a genie, bro. And I said, yes, but why? And he said, shrugs. It's a projective test. It means whatever you want it to mean. To when I then said, what is wrong with you?
Yep.
Then he sent me this GIF that just says mysterious vibes.
Also, I like that one because it looks like Luke Peterson.
Does it?
It does. It does. Little bit longer hair, longer bearded. Don't you think?
See it. You haven't seen him in a long enough time. But anyway, what do y'all think the genie
It's
emoji
like he's
means? And
my
Ryan,
Luke. He's not yours.
what?
Said you're like he's my Luke. He's not yours. That's what I hear you saying.
No, he's nobody's Luke. He's his own Luke.
You were all like, you haven't seen him in a long time. You don't know what he looks like. It
Well,
doesn't look like that at all.
memory's playing tricks on you, making
Yeah.
you think some hippie looking dude. It's Luke Peterson.
When he grows his hair out and his beard a little bit, I think he's a wonderful hippie. I hope he's out there
Uh,
listening.
Ryan, what does the genie mean?
Means whatever you want it to mean. Our listeners understand what the genie means and they can tell you.
I
I
hope
want all of
somebody
you, anybody who still sees David on the Reggie, on the Reggie. How do you say that? I'm not cool enough.
on the
Anyone
reg,
who sees David, go tell him what the genie means.
reg, the reg,
Yeah, which one is it? On
the
the Reggie.
on the reg, not the Reggie.
It's on the Reggie.
Reggie's a person. No,
Somebody else
I think
also go tell David A, what the genie means, and B, is it on the reg or on the Reggie? I want you to if you still work with David, shout across campus tomorrow morning on the reg or on the Reggie.
well, I actually have to post last week's episode because I finished editing that yesterday. So I'm probably going to post that after this, and then this one I'll probably post. I don't know if this weekend because I'm going to California on Friday, but if not this weekend, then
Are you scouting everything out?
uh,
Are you scouting everything out?
no, I'm going to California to find a place to live.
That's what I meant, scouting everything out.
Oh, I thought you said, "Have you got everything out?" And I'm like, "No, not yet."
Good, good. You're gonna go find like an apartment or
Yep, probably an apartment because that's what is affordable at
you're not buying a house there.
until I start making millions.
You're
Like,
not buying a house. How are we gonna make millions? Can we that's our new question from Reddit. This Reddit user pistachio eggplant 46 says, "How are David and Ryan going to make millions?"
I don't, I don't think they said that.
Go look it up.
But, but I have an idea.
Let's hear
I
it.
found this TikTok that's really good. Do you want me to go into this now?
Yes.
So I found this TikTok that's really good, and it just basically says, "What's something your therapist did that made you stop seeing them?" And it's just one of those pictures of a person and it's just a text on it, so nobody's actually talking. But there's like over 18,000 comments on this video, and I wanted to read some of the ones that I saw that I thought, okay, that's so interesting. Someone said, okay, some of these are not that great. Um, my therapist was secretly recording our sessions at the chat GPT and then reading off the response as if it was hers.
What? Like in the moment? That's impossible, right?
That's what it says.
That can't be
Hmm.
because it would have to. No, that's a lie. That person's lying. That's their problem. They need to go back to therapy.
We don't know if these are true or not. These are literally TikTok comments, but I
When you record to Chat GPT, because I've done this, you speaking your question, and then I don't know. It would just be too long of a pause because it would have to
you like
transcribe it.
pauses. You like pauses, Ryan. You pause a lot when you're working with people. So you'd have enough time to let it do that during your pauses.
I was meeting with a client and a couple admin staff today, and I think that they were like totally weirded out because he was trying to like out silence me, and I was like, no, this is my. I've asked you a question, and you can sit in silence as long as you want, and I will hold that space for you, baby.
That's
They were
funny.
kind of like looking at me, and I don't know.
Mhm. Oh,
Um,
here's one. Asked for the third session in a row what my sister does for a living. I've told my therapist 6 times that my sister passed away in 2021.
at first, I was going to defend the therapist and be like,
Mm.
that's a little detail, but you know,
How do you forget that? I mean, like, I get it. You've got lots of clients, but like, that's a significant thing to not remember.
especially on the sixth time, I feel like that's when you know that you're burnt out or something, right? Like maybe that's back to the earlier question about what are therapists missing? Like, put everything down and pay attention and be present and be mindful. And that's, of course, why I don't do therapy because that stuff all sounds miserable to me. But
So I've got a couple more here that like I was snickering to myself about. Fell asleep and snored.
uh huh, I've seen that one. I've heard about that.
Here's another one. Said, "Nope, we're not doing that." When I started crying.
Okay.
My therapist cried because my trauma brought back memories and I had to console them for around 30 minutes.
That's something.
Tried to pray with me. I'm an atheist.
No comment. I had somebody, I had a therapist say this is a while ago, so hopefully it's not identifiable, but they were like, yeah, I didn't know what to do. He started crying in session. I've never had that before. I was like, oh, okay.
The therapist started crying?
No, no, no. The therapist said the client
Oh,
started crying, and I've never seen that before. And it's like, oh, okay.
you never seen someone cry before?
Apparently.
Oh, God. Somebody said, require money.
Yep.
So
Fair
the
enough. Fair enough.
that therapist said that made me stop seeing them require money. I mean, real, that's legit. Um, Told me he had a crush on me.
Oh.
That's a straightforward report right there.
Uh-huh.
Matched with me on a dating app.
Oh, but well, I mean, does that mean that like they swiped? Oh, okay.
Well, I think both people have to swipe, so that person swiped also. I mean,
Uh-huh.
I don't know how all the apps work now, but I'm assuming I think that's how Tinder works. Um, Told me I wouldn't be depressed anymore if I got my acne under control.
Oh,
Mind you, I wasn't self-conscious about it until that moment. That's horrible.
that's terrible.
Let's create a new thing to terrorize you.
It's just like let's just do the body shaming form of therapy. We're bound to be successful. That's how we make our millions.
Somebody said, "Help me get better." Started therapy for alcohol addiction, and she said I can drink as much as I want as long as I make it to work on time.
I mean, that's one way to gauge it.
Like, still drinking when you make it to work on time, or
Whatever it takes.
okay. So this is old school, like 12-step therapy stuff. But this one said, "Okay, victim. After I was crying and sharing my emotions, it bothered me."
That's a little
We talk
well,
about
yes.
confrontational. That's beyond confrontational. That's like hateful.
All right. That's a lot. So what are we doing to make our millions anyway, though? I thought this was going to answer that question for
Well,
us.
probably not this, but some of these are good. What would you say to some of these things? How would you respond?
To what?
These things I just said, like if you had a therapist that was doing any of those things. Or if you were the manager of a therapist who was doing any of those things, how would you approach it?
God, I'd say you can't do that. You can't do that. Um,
You'd be like, we're
yeah,
not doing that.
I mean, some of those are so bad. It's like, you always want to approach those conversations with a whole like, here's what here's what you did. Here's why it was an issue. How can I support you in your growth? Yada yada. But there's some of these where it's just like, what is wrong with you? Like, this is your come to Jesus moment. If this is you've officially flunked out of therapy school, so it's I don't know. What would you say to some of these?
Stop it. Stop doing that.
Stop it. Stop it right away.
I feel bad for these people because they go to therapy like hoping that they're going to get some help, and this is what they experience is they experience like incompassionate people. Like, again, I don't know if these are real or made up, but I've heard some things over the course of my career that I'm like, what? You said what? You did what?
Yep. It's weird. There's a lot of very very bad therapists out there, and gives the good ones a bad name. And it doesn't really take all that much to be a good therapist, but sometimes we overtrain people in a way, or I don't know. I always think therapy is about like learning all these theories, all these theories, all these theories, and then you get in the session, you have to forget it all, and you have to go be mindful, be present, and hope that all the stuff that you've learned comes to you in the moment as you're interacting with that person.
Mhm.
You don't try to be clever. You don't try to solve their problems. You don't try to say the right thing. You just have to hope, have become the person that can hold space for what's going on for them and have some solid, meaningful interventions at the appropriate time.
Mhm. Yep.
So, how are we making our millions?
You tell me. Chat, you tell us. How are we making our millions? Chat. What y'all say, chat?
Should we have a name for our people? Coders? What about Ryan Nation? No? No? I was trying. What about Katons?
Okay,
I feel like I've said that before. Are we caught in a time loop? Have I said Katons before?
Katoans. Katoans. No, I
Katons
hate it.
sounds
I hate
more.
it.
You don't like it?
What about Drizwickians? I like Drizwickian.
That's too long, and I'll never be able to spell it. What about my drizzies? Where are all my drizzies at?
Oh god.
What do you got? What are we doing next week? More of the same?
Yeah, next week probably the same. Yeah, I get back on Monday afternoon, so Tuesday should be fine next week.
California? You know what I heard? California knows how to party.
California meow meow is cool for the homeless. Do you remember that? South Park. So,
What?
so you know the song California.
No.
Yeah, but
What were you
here's
putting
a
on your
South Park
nose?
skit. Cartman.
I'm trying to save you. What were you putting
California
on your nose?
meow is cool for the homeless.
Oh,
I can't believe you don't remember that.
I never watched South Park.
You're missing out.
Am I? I'm an old man now. All I'm allowed to do is old man things.
Also, Ryan, I am so sorry, but I'm not sorry because you know I don't do birthdays, but I missed your birthday. When was it?
You've never done birthdays. I don't know, like last week,
Because
maybe?
I had
It's
Mary asked me about your birthday, and I felt so bad because I didn't know it. And I was like, I think it's soon, but I don't know. What day is it?
Mary's birthday. Mary's birthday is easy.
What day is your birthday? I'm gonna put it in my phone so I never forget.
April 2nd.
I'm gonna put it in your phone, in my phone.
Put it in someone's phone. That's what's important.
Who?
What? Let's see. David Cato, October 12th.
Yep.
Is that right?
Yeah, you're good at that. What year were you born? 71?
81. What?
I got you.
About 55.
So April
Someday.
2nd, 1981.
Yep.
You're old as fuck.
Yep.
Just kidding. Okay,
You
I
know,
got
look,
you.
40 was easy. I don't know why. Like, I wasn't bothered by 40. The other week, I was like, I'm now closer to 50 than I am to 40. And I almost had a
I feel
little
like
mini panic attack in the shower.
I feel like I'm getting better at, life as I'm going further into my 40s, so
Oh, yeah. Me too. Get much better at life. It only took me like, you know,
too long.
38 years to get to a place of steady progress, but nah, just 30 years. I just wasted my 20s, that's all. Not even totally. Life's good.
Yeah, we're both tired today, aren't we?
No.
No,
Nope.
you're not.
We're great. Me, you, and the Catons.
No, I hate it. I hate it so much.
It sounds like an alien race of android creatures. We are the Catons. Yeah.
I hate it so much.
All right. You got any topics for us next time? Anything burning?
Nope. Whatever I find on TikTok that I see, and whatever you find on Reddit, I guess. Maybe I'll have some California visit information. So like
Lovely.
from there.
Well, everybody, you know what it is that you have to shout at David when you see him across campus. I mean, I don't remember, but you
I don't
probably.
either.
Um,
It's okay. I'll cut it out when I edit later.
what? You cannot cut it out. David edits too aggressively.
And Ryan never watches it, so he never knows what I cut and what I don't.
Why would I watch my own self? I see enough of myself.
I have to watch it to edit it.
You don't
I
have
need
to.
to watch it.
Just let it free. Let it go into the universe.
No, because I'm too controlling.
See, I feel like it would be therapy code would be even better if it were unedited. Just let it all.
Let's see what happens when I get to California. Maybe I'll be braver when I become a California raisin.
Huh? That's good. That was a good callback. All right, everybody. This has been Therapy Code. We're your favorite therapists' favorite therapists.
Yeah, good job. You did it.
Yay. Bye.
Bye. That was weird. Okay, bye, David Cato. That's Ryan. Bye.